All right, camp battles. This was what I titled the stream, but we buried the lead a little bit. But which training camp battle is, in your mind, either the most interesting or the most important this summer?
Hmm. I want to see running back because I think that they're in a new era here with Christian McCaffrey. I think they know it. They can't just use him the way they used him the last few years. He'll get hurt. Their season will be over. The best way for them to be in contention is to have him for 17 games. They know they got to be judicious with the way they use him, and that means that Garendo needs to be really good, or Jordan James need to be really good, or both of them. Corey Kiner. The Niners usually have a pretty stable passing game. You kind of know what you're going to get out of it, but when they're really good, it's like their running game is unstoppable. And you can't necessarily scheme that up. You need some talent there. Christian McCaffrey gave it to him for a couple of years, Mostert before then. I don't think it's going to be Christian like that anymore. So can it be a group of running backs? Can they complement each other? Can these young guys assert themselves? I think that's huge.
Just an aside, and I really like Christian. I know you do too. I know Christian's a solid guy. I think he's an easy guy to talk to. To me, he's a very low profile superstar. He doesn't have a big ego, but he doesn't have a big ego. But he also wants to take every freaking snap. And when I talked to Bobby T about him, he's like, "Yeah, I let Christian be Christian." In other words, Christian calls all the shots. He practices when he wants. He plays when he wants. I don't know. I mean, as you age, I would like to see that the Niners dictate to Christian. I know, Christian, if you're watching this, would be like, shut the fuck up, Krueger. Stop, I'll dictate to them. But they've got a bunch of other guys. And here's the bottom line on this thing. If you told me, are the Niners going to win the Super Bowl? If somebody, and you get this question, I get this question. Are the Niners going to win the Super Bowl? Well, guess what? They got a real good chance if they could ever wind up to getting to Super Bowl Sunday with a fully healthy Christian McCaffrey. But we haven't seen it yet. So how about this, Christian? How about instead of taking every carry, including put the game away fourth quarter carries against these, sorry sisters of the league that you're going to play this year, and let's give those to Jordan James. Let's give those to Garendo. Let's give those to Juice if he's going to be on the team. Let's give those to Izzy Abanaconda. Anybody but CMC. When you're putting games away, when everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run, how about let's not subject Christian to those hits? I know he wants to be in there, but can they find another back that they can finish with or take some of the load off of Christian with? Otherwise, he's going to be a great regular season story who winds up with no Super Bowl rings.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now. I agree. And it's like, he kind of has that Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant, like, I need to be in the game. I need every touch. It's like, that's admirable to an extent, but we also admire Steph Curry and Tim Duncan, who would sacrifice stats for the betterment of their team. And they were exemplary, incredible leaders and teammates. And I think we'd like to see that from Christian. I mean, I think the days of you saying, leave me alone, I'm going to stay on the field and carry, those days are over. And it's not just like for the betterment of the team, it's for the betterment of you and for the extension of your career. If you do that again, you could pop your Achilles. Just because the bilateral Achilles tendonitis isn't there right now doesn't mean you're necessarily out of the woods. You got to be smart for yourself and for the team.
Be judicious with this guy. Use him, sparingly, especially with a big lead. You got a can full of good backs. I love the depth at running back. I think their depth at running back's real. Corey Kiner, real. James, real. Abanaconda, I think, is real. So they've got some guys. And I've already told you what I think of Garendo. To me, the two spots, I want to see D. Winters against Nick Martin.
It's a good call.
And I like D. Winters, but I just get the feeling that Nick Martin's going to take that job away from D. Winters. And then I'm really interested to see left guard. I know Barch is intriguing, but he's only got 22 NFL starts in his 5-year career. He doesn't really play more than a game or two without getting hurt. So I want to see, can Connor Colby step in from Iowa? I'll say this. I mean, John Lynch, you want to get, some pressure off you, have, Connor Colby step in at left guard and be, better than Aaron Banks and that will be a great step in the right direction to people, not being critical of John Lynch. That's a day 3, 7th round offensive lineman that he found that I think fits his system. But that's what I'm looking for. Left guard with Barch, and then you got Zakel, you got Burford, who's supposedly only going to play tackle. You have Drew Moss and Connor Colby. Who is the left guard? Who's the weak side linebacker? Those are the two battles I want to see.
They got to see what they have in Barch. They got to see what they have in Zakel and Colby. And maybe I think Burford's now moving to the Jalen Moore backup left tackle role. So, yeah, they got to see what they got at left guard. And if it's nothing good, then maybe they should go sign Brandon Scherf. He's still available. He's the best offensive lineman out there. He was a first-round pick. He was a teammate of Trent Williams for about 4 seasons. He might cost the Yorks a little bit of money, but he's about Jake Brendel's age. I mean, he'd make them better. So if Ben Barch is doing great, by all means. But otherwise, there's other options.